Chapter 1. Ben. If you work with someone long enough, they start to feel like family. My crew and I had been working on this 2-story colonial, a deceptively simple job, for almost a year now. First, the zoning permit for the lot expired. Then it was rumored that the lot was actually the location of a secret Native American burial ground. Then it took archaeology students at the local community college 3 weeks to conduct an amateur archaeological dig. By the time we finally got all the paperwork sorted out, it was winter, and the first snow had fallen the night before we were supposed to lay the foundation. Now, despite the relentless heat of the summer, we were working at a steady pace. The windows and doors were installed yesterday, and today we were finally going to start roofing, just in time for the first summer storm. As foreman, it was my job to make sure all of my men followed proper protocol. Jude Levinson flashed me an easy smile. Young and fit, in his early 20s, he sauntered effortlessly around the construction site. He had large brown eyes and a defined jawline. Even though his sandy blonde hair was matted with sweat, he still looked hot. There was no debate about that. He was an objectively attractive person who happened to be a member of my crew. Recently, I'd been trying to be more open about my own attraction to men rather than stuffing these feelings deep down inside. But it still felt strange when I allowed myself to acknowledge that I found men attractive. I wondered if they knew that I thought they were hot, if there was a certain look on my face or a change in my demeanor. Everyone seemed too absorbed in their work to care, but part of me was still paranoid. "Go get him, Ben. It'll be like your own bachelorette party every night. You guys can take turns reenacting the construction scene from The Notebook." I could already hear my twin sister Lindsay making fun of me in my head. Lindsay was happily married to her wife Jenny, and they had a 3-year-old son named Ross. Lately, Lindsay had been encouraging me to, in her words, find some construction hunk to settle down with, despite my repeated insistence that I was perfectly happy to just be an uncle for now. It's not that I didn't want a family of my own, I just didn't want one right now. I was perfectly happy watching Lindsay be the best mom she could be, and working hard to be the coolest uncle and the best big brother, though I'm only 5 minutes older. Lindsay and I were twins, and our mom died in a car crash when we were 10. So our dad had to raise us all by himself from there on out. I couldn't help but feel protective of Lindsay, which was why I helped her and her wife put a down payment on a small 2-bedroom just last month. Now that the construction site was finally up and running, I had money to spare for the first time in my adult life. Besides, I shared a room with Lindsay when I was a kid, and I'd be damned if Ross had to suffer the same fate. Even though Lindsay and I spent most of our adolescence hating each other, we now had a solid relationship that included occasional nights out to local bars. Tomorrow night, Lindsay and her wife were going to meet me for happy hour to celebrate finally getting a move on with the construction site. I texted her quickly to confirm our plans, but I was interrupted by my buddy Leo,